Today, we are diving deep into a truly profound and, let's be honest, pretty mysterious text, The Niche for Lights by the incredible Persian philosopher Al-Ghazali. So let's get started on our journey into this 900-year-old puzzle. Right off the bat, Ghazali doesn't hit you with some dry philosophical argument. Nope, he starts with a prayer. It's a plea for illumination, a request to have the veils of night removed. This really sets the tone, doesn't it? It tells you this isn't just an intellectual exercise, it's a journey to a new way of seeing. So that's the big question, right? What exactly is hiding in this ancient text? We're about to find out, and I'll tell you, this is way more than just a book. It's kind of like a map to a hidden reality. Our mission, together, is to figure out what the Niche for Lights is really showing us. Okay, so our quest begins with just one word, but it's a huge one: light. To get anywhere with this book, we first have to wrap our heads around Ghazali's absolutely game-changing definition of it. See, Ghazali tells us that our everyday understanding of light is, well, it's just the tip of the iceberg. He basically argues that inside this one simple word, there's a massive secret, a key that can unlock the very nature of reality itself. He starts with something we all get: physical light, the sun. It's visible, and it makes everything else visible. Simple enough. This is our starting point, but trust me, it's just the first little step on a much, much deeper journey. And this is where Ghazali's argument gets really clever. He builds it layer by layer. First, he says, okay, think about the sun. But then he asks, what good is the sun without an eye to see it? So he argues, the eye, our ability to see, is actually more deserving of the name light. But wait, the eye has flaws, right? It gets tricked by illusions, it can't see tiny things or things far away, so he takes one final brilliant step to the intelligence, the mind. This, he says, is the real, the truest light of all. And that's the absolute key here. The big takeaway is that our own mind, our intellect, is the highest form of light that we experience. Think about it. It can see itself. It can travel to the ends of the universe and back in a second. It can understand abstract ideas that have no physical form. It's our ultimate tool for illumination. Okay, so now that we've totally redefined light as intelligence, Ghazali asks us to make another huge mental shift. He wants us to start seeing the world not as just a bunch of stuff, but as a woven tapestry of symbols, where every single thing points to a deeper, hidden reality. And the master key he uses to unlock all this symbolism comes from the light verse in the Quran. Each of these things you see here, the niche, the lamp, the glass, they aren't just pretty poetic images. For Ghazali, they are profound symbols for our own inner spiritual world. And his book is basically the decoder ring. What you're looking at here is Ghazali's core idea. We're basically living in two worlds at once. There's the world of sense, the physical reality we see and touch, which he says is a world of shadows and symbols. But this world is just a reflection of a much deeper spiritual reality, the world of the realm celestial, which is the true source of everything. It's like the difference between a picture of a person and the actual living person. All right, we've got our new definition of light. We understand the world is a symbol. Now we get to the real heart of the journey, the narrative climax of the whole book. It's the ascent of the soul through what Ghazali calls the veils that stand between us and the divine. And the scale of this thing is just mind-blowing. The tradition talks about 70,000 veils. Now, these aren't physical curtains, of course. They're our own beliefs, our perceptions, our ideas. Some of them hide the truth. Those are the veils of darkness. And some give us a little glimpse of it. Those are the veils of light. So Ghazali breaks this down into different groups of people, or classes of soul, based on the kinds of veils they're behind. Down at the very bottom, in pure darkness, you have those who just deny anything beyond what they can see and touch. Then you move up to mixed darkness and light. These are people who catch a glimpse of the truth, but they mistake the symbol for the real thing, kind of like falling in love with a reflection in a mirror. Above them are those in pure light. These are the deep thinkers who get the divine as an abstract concept but don't have that direct personal experience. And finally, at the very top, you have the unveiled, the mystics who've torn through all the illusions and see reality as it is. But here's the kicker. After taking us all the way up this incredible spiritual ladder, Ghazali does something totally unexpected. He just stops. He tells us that when you reach the very top, you find mysteries that are so profound they are, in his words, incommunicable. You can't put them into words. He basically just points toward these enormous, unanswerable questions. What is consciousness, really? What happens in those moments of mystical ecstasy? What does it truly mean to have a union with the divine? He leaves these questions hanging, which suggests that the final truths aren't something you read in a book. They're something you have to realize for yourself. So, after all that, what does this ancient quest really mean for us? Here's the big reveal. The whole cosmic system Ghazali lays out, the lights, the symbols, the veils, it's all a giant metaphor for our own inner world. The book isn't just about the universe, it's a mirror for the soul. And this quote right here, this is everything. It's the whole journey boiled down to one sentence. That epic map of the cosmos is really a map of you. The journey to the divine and the journey into yourself are the exact same trip. To understand the universe, you've got to start by understanding you. And that is why this book is still so powerful 900 years later. It's not some dusty old relic. It's a living guide to looking inward. It's a challenge to question what we think we know, to see the deeper meaning in things, and to chase a kind of knowledge that goes way beyond the surface. So it all comes back to this amazing metaphor of the veil, all the beliefs, the assumptions, the limits of our senses that create a reality. Ghazali's whole project is an invitation to find them, to understand them, and maybe, just maybe, to see beyond them. The final question he leaves us with isn't for some philosopher from the 12th century, it's for you, right now. What veils might be shaping your reality today?